Bobby, we had a busy Sunday, saw each other for much too long at the Nike event up in North Jersey. But one of the cool things is there were a ton of Rutgers targets up there, a ton of kids that really liked Rutgers. Let's start off, before we get to some other individuals, let's start off with the easy one. Zamar Wise, the quarterback from Newark who's committed to Rutgers. What did you see out of him?
He threw the ball well. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks there, but did a decent job of standing out amongst the competition. Had some nice throws, put some balls on target, the one-on-ones, and I think he had a pretty good day. Yeah,
for me, I just want to see more arm strength. I think some of that will come with how he develops, physically, get in the weight room a little more. He's a thin guy, but, when you looked at quarterbacks, he was one of the guys that you kind of caught your eye. I'm not going to say he was the top guy there, but he was, I think you put it perfectly, he was solid. Good performance, and you came away saying, okay, there's stuff to work with there, especially when you're talking about trying to recruit somebody behind Art Sitkowski in the class. So it's not going to be an easy thing. Anybody jump out to you, really, Rutgers targeted an offer guy or a guy that could get offered that made you say, wow, I wasn't expecting that?
I was excited to see, but I wasn't as expecting as impressive as he was. But Zakudu Igwenagu from Massachusetts, Worcester Academy, just a 6'3", long, athletic, fast, was just phenomenal. A really great athlete, and it's surprising he has as little bit of a recruiting retention as he does. Because if he was in New Jersey, I think he'd be a 20 offer kid.
Yeah, you and I sat and watched him, and I don't think Auburn Senior High School up in Worcester are getting a lot of kids in recruiting, but he was impressed with the way he ran. I think he's going to turn into an outside linebacker just based on his size. If he's a safety running on the field, you got to be kidding me. I mean, he's just a big kid. And one of the guys that I look at was, I know you and I spoke about him off camera, was Zach Franks out of Gilman School, offensive tackle. He's got to get stronger in the upper body, former basketball player, but you hit it on the head. I mean, his initial punch, it may not be the strongest, but he was consistent in getting inside on the guy. He moved his feet well. He was definitely a guy that I came out of it saying, okay, he's got a lot of potential there.
And you can really see it because he's yet to develop physically, and he kept a lot of defensive linemen at bay, long arms, it played with good pad level. He didn't have pads on, but, got it extended. Just the technique was good for someone who was a basketball player as well. And I think there's a lot of potential there, just and a really good kid, a bright kid, someone who you would want on your team. So I think he had a really good day as well.
Last thing we'll talk about is, again, you and I, whether it was Sean Brown, John Otterstadt, whoever, we must have spoke to 40, 50 kids in total at the event. Most of them with Rutgers interest, offers, had made visits, will be making visits. I'm going to ask you for one guy that maybe said something in an interview that you weren't expecting in terms of his status with Rutgers. And while you think about that for a minute, I'm going to give you mine, and it's Brian Ugwu, who's on campus Tuesday. His sister goes to Rutgers, and we all know those stories and everything. One of the things he told me that was really interesting that I wasn't expecting was he told me his parents want him to go to Rutgers. Now, Brian, he's a linebacker from Hillside, goes to Union Votech, I believe. But when I heard that, I said, okay, his sister's here, his parents want him to be at Rutgers. It makes a lot of sense. He's going to make some visits, and we'll see what happens. To me, that really stood out and something I wasn't expecting on the recruiting scene.
I would say, we know Bryce Nelms is high on Rutgers, but it wasn't so much what he said, it was the way he spoke about Rutgers. We talked about him. He's 18 offers now, and it was the first school he mentioned without me asking him. So for him to say it, and was really genuinely excited to come to the spring game this weekend. So I don't know if it was exactly what he said to me, but it was the way he said it and the enthusiasm which he showed for Rutgers. And it really is a testament to Chris Ash and the staff he's put together and what they're doing, because this time last year we weren't talking about this same thing. There wasn't this much enthusiasm, this much positivity. We were waiting for the first commit at this time last year, and now we can rattle off quite a few guys who we would not be surprised if there was a commitment in the near future.
Yeah, and just closing up on that, they could get a bunch of commitments right now if they wanted to. They're playing it kind of slower a little bit than in years past, which I think is a smart move.
And they can afford to, which is another testament to what they're doing.